Alright, so we're going to change our differential fluid in the rear with Amsoil Severe, and I'm also going to do a transmission flush on the RCF today. RCF differential fluid change, and this is the drain right above the exhaust. That's your fill. You're going to need a 10 Allen wrench style head to get these bolts out. Okay, so I'm going to crack the top bolt first, which I've already done. Break it loose. That way, in case you can never get that off or it seizes on for some reason, you don't want to dump your fluid. You won't be able to get it back in. So I always try that one first, and then we're going to drain here next. Try to crack this one loose, and I got my drain underneath here. I'm going to come a little bit more. See if we can crack this loose. Alright, yeah, it came loose. Alright, so I installed just like a Ziploc bag, just in case it gets on the exhaust. No trip on that. Let's see if we can get this done. It's got 70-something thousand miles on my RCF, so it's time to do it. It's never been done. So I'm gonna clean this off. It had a bunch of metal and gook and just old oil that it collected on the magnet. So I'm just gonna clean up both of the bolts and before I install them. So I got the Amsoil 75/95 Severe. I'm about to open. Alright, so I put the bottom bolt back in and tightened it, torqued it to spec. Now, excuse me, I have my pump going into the top, and we're going to use this bag and partial of that bag down there. And you're going to keep topping it off until it starts pouring. And when it's pouring out, just let it stop, maybe get another pump or two just to make sure, get the air out. And it should have a constant little drip. And that's how you know you got it filled to the top. And then you just put your bolt back in and you're pretty much set. Alright, so I took the plastic pan that covers your oil pan, and it's a 10 and 12, and then 10 over here. I think 14 on these. I just dropped them. I didn't take it all the way down, and it was enough to get it out off this brace. And now I'm about to, this is the drain. Why they recessed it, don't really know. And this is your check 5mm Allen head that you're going to need on that one. I also got a new pan gasket, filter, fluids. I'm just going to do a flush and maybe come back again in 10-20,000 miles and do the second part of the flush. And you will need a 24mm wrench or special socket, but you don't really need it. I got it with the wrench. It's not on that tight, but this is your fill hole that you're going to be using to fill back the transmission. Alright, so I took out and drained it. It was pretty brown, not red. You can still kind of see through it, but to me it was dirty. Again, it's probably never been done. It's at close to 75,000 miles on this, so it wouldn't hurt. And then you have these 8s, and I'm also going to use these plastic pieces so we don't scar up the metal pan surface, and that will wedge it out. Alright, so I just kind of loosened the 8s. I didn't take them all the way out in the back, but I did take it up here where it's going to drain. And like I said, I use this plastic piece so you don't gouge the metal right here on the mating surface. And come down here and just pry it down and give it a little pressure. to get that oil, because there's going to be a lot, probably a quart just sitting on the bottom of this pan. And if you try to drop it, it's going to be a big mess. So this is the easy way to kind of get it drained without making so much of a mess. Alright, so after I drained all the oil, I dropped the whole pan. I cleaned the magnets. Let's see where we cleaned everything up. There was a lot of metal shavings on here, so now pan's clean with new gasket. I dropped the filter. My O-ring was still, I'll show you. My O-ring was still on the old one when I took it off inside, so make sure you get it out. And some more oil will drop with that transmission filter. And it's right here. That's the old one. And it's hard to see right now, but I got a new one and I'm gonna install it. It's like 5 10mm bolts that go around. And just make sure you find the torque specs, which I'm about to look up. I can't remember if it was 15 or 8. But just verify before you do it, and make sure you torque everything to proper specs when putting everything back together. Okay, so I got everything set up. I have my Toyota ATF fluid, and I'm gonna pump it into the top up there, the 24-inch bolt that came out. Torque specs I looked up on the pan was 65-inch. So do 65-inch, not foot-pounds, inch. And this was 15 foot-pounds on the drain bolt. And we're about to start filling her up. I'm thinking maybe 5. So we'll figure it out from here before we start up the process of dropping it from the overfill drain here. Okay, so get in the car after you fill your transmission, lower it, get your key, shut the door, cut the AC off when you crank it, cut it off, and then you're going to go through park to reverse, neutral, drive, and leave it in there for 6 seconds. Keep your feet on the brake. You can let it reverse and drive, spin the tire if you need to some, but make sure you brake it before you go back to park, or you're going to grind your gears. But you'll do that twice in sequence: park, reverse, neutral, drive, drive, neutral, reverse, park, and do it again, and then cut it off. And after you get done with the park, reverse stuff, then you're going to get a paper clip if you don't have that tool that plugs in to your port, and just follow directions on how to set up your light sequence to tell you that the temperature is ready, so you can do your flush and drain it out for the overfill. Right, so I'm going to show you the port. It's on right here if you can see it. Oh yeah. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. So you're going to jump those ports. I think it's 4 on the top and then 13 on the bottom. You just have to find the sequence. So you see there's no P, it's in park. Once you do the steps that it tells you to, from park, neutral, 6 times and stuff, after you jump your port, it'll go neutral, will flash 4 times off, stay off, pull your plug from the port, and then the P will be right there. It's disappeared. Now when the P pops back on, that's the time to tell you to go ahead and start doing your overfill drain. And quickly do that, plug it back up, and then cut your car off. So I got my door open, and you can't see it, but I can see my dash. If it has P on it, that's when I'm gonna go under there, and I will let it flow out until it trickles slowly. Once it starts trickling, fill it back up, and that's it.